Wake up, world. It's week 3, and the Mafia Minute is here to get you ready for Monday Night Football. I am Magnum Mills here with Jamie G to do the Buffalo Bills thing on the Mafia Minute presented by Caesar Gap Fantasy Football. Thanks for checking us out. Find us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, on social media at Caesar Gap FF, and on the internet at MafiaMinute.com. Nice and easy to remember, just like those flaps. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, hit the thumb. Jamie G rolled to victory in week 2, week 3, Monday Night Football at home. Chance for a little revenge against the Jaguars. How you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling pretty good, Mills. Feeling pretty good. I mean, look, Bills are banged up. This is a game that the Bills have struggled with. The Jacksonville Jaguars the last couple of seasons here. Excited to see them play at home Monday Night Football in front of those fans. I cannot wait. I wish I was going to be there. Unfortunately, I will not be, but I will be there in spirit. And I'm just super pumped, man. It's great. I expect them to bring it, and they're gonna have an absolute desperate team coming in at 0-2, kind of season on the line. The Jags had a lot of expectations on them this year to win that division and make a realistic, push into the playoffs. They're 0-2. So this is a desperation time for them coming into this one. But I'm fired up, man. I'm ready. I'm feeling good. Can't wait to watch my Bills.
Yeah, it's hard not to be excited for this one. And before we get into the game, let's do a little Bills on parade. We have a little bit of Buffalo Bills news here. And JBG mentioned it on the week 2 review show. Said, hey, maybe the Bills bring in a couple kickers for workouts just to, kick the tires. And they did. They brought in Anders Carlson and Cade York. Any thoughts on this? This has to be at least just a warning sign to Tyler Bass, right? Like the leash is not very long at this point.
I think they're running out of patience. I honestly, I wasn't sure they would do this. They did. And I think they're saying, look, you're not the only game in town. You either get your shit together and you perform at the level we know you're capable of and we're paying you to do. Otherwise, we'll get freaking Anders in here and he'll do the thing. So I just think that this is an important aspect for the Bills. They need to be a team that can kick and a team that can depend on the kicking game. You're seeing what an advantage it is with other teams throughout the NFL. It's like a 50-yarder, 5 yarder could be like a guarantee. 45 yarders a guarantee with a lot of these teams. You need to have that in order to win in the NFL consistently. So I definitely think this is an important thing. And yeah, I don't think they're playing around, man. It's perform or we'll find somebody else.
You got to be able to hit those kicks, man. Look at my Eagles losing on the Falcons scored the touchdown. That only tied the game. And then Drake London committed a penalty, 15-yarder. So that was a boot for Young Hoku. Had to kick the extra,
Yeah.
the 47-yard extra point. Just nailed it right down the
Yeah.
middle. Cold as ice. You've seen Butker do that over the years for the Chiefs. You got to have that. You want to get to the promised land, kicker's got to have ice in his veins. And your boy, Jamarcus Ingram, I don't know if it was ice in his veins. It must have been Brondo because he had what interceptions crave. He had such a big game, Jamie G. The NFL had hit him with a random drug test after. You got a real random, right? Just absolutely random. Oh, this guy came out of nowhere, had a big game. Oh, your number came up. I'm sure that was completely random, right?
Yeah, we've seen that before with Miles Garrett and some of the other guys. There was somebody a couple years ago. He did an interview with his shirt off. Next thing you know, he's getting drug tested. So the NFL, they're consistent and predictable in some ways, if nothing else. But yeah, shout out to Marcus Ingram, man. Had a huge game. Dude is such a hard worker. It's such an awesome story. Showing up to the pro day for UB, local guy got a shot, and he's been working hard the last couple of years, man. And you really like his size, you really like his athleticism. This is 2 weeks in a row he's made a couple of big plays. So shout out to Ingram.
We like that. And unfortunately, you're banged up there at the linebacker position. We're about to get into the injury report, but there have been a couple calls to maybe re-sign Deion Jones. Any interest in that? You think that makes sense to bring him back as a depth piece, assuming he's interested?
It depends on how long they really think that the Terrell Bernard thing's going to go. I know they're saying 4 to 6 weeks. Could he come back in 3? We'll have to see here. I think they really like Buffalo Joe. Balin Spector's healthy. And then, Nick Morrow's a guy that they signed off of the Eagles in the offseason here. We didn't really get to see him a lot. He was kind of injured with some soft tissue stuff in training camp. I think he's starting to come back. So we'll see. I think it would make the most sense just given that he knows the system. We watched them do this with I can't think of the Bulls name right now, but he was with Carolina with McDermott for a long time, then came over and we would sign him off the couch. He played great for a couple games. I can't think of his name right now. His name escapes me, or maybe we'll get it and we'll plug it in, but so you guys can see it when you're watching this. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Knows the system. Deanne Jones, former Pro Bowler. If we need him, he's there, but I don't see it on the horizon unless we unfortunately get another injury at the linebacker position.
Shh, don't even say that out loud, my friend. Let's move over to the injury report. I will handle the Jaguar side of things. Tight end Evan Ingram suffered a hamstring injury during pregame warmups last week. It happens to other teams too, at least a little bit. At least some other people get some crazy injuries. Consider him very doubtful for this week. I would highly doubt he plays. If he does, my guess is he'd just be a decoy. Maybe trot him out there if they're in the red zone. That's about it. Running back Tank Bigsby left the week 2 game without playing a snap on offense, got banged up on a kick return. Doug Peterson says he'll be good to go, but let's just call him questionable. And the Jags will be without safety Darnell Savage. He's been placed on IR with a quad injury. And cornerback Tyson Campbell. He has also been placed on IR, this time with a hamstring injury. Jamie G, what's the injury report look like for the Buffalo Bills? I know it's not 0, but hopefully it's not as long as Santa's Naughty's list.
It's not as long as Santa's Naughty's list, and I've checked it twice, so I think we're okay. As we know, TB, Terrell Bernard, he's been ruled out of this game. He's got that pectoral strain. We're thinking about a month here. The dude, I know that he'll literally do anything to come back. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 3 weeks instead of 4. But for right now, it's looking like he's going to miss a few games. This one definitely. And then Taron Johnson, we've been wondering what the hell is going on with that forearm. He was listed as questionable until today, where he was officially ruled out. He's not been placed on IR. This will be his second game that he's missed, including basically most of the first game. So surprising they didn't bring him on. Put him on IR. It tells me maybe he's closer to a return, maybe a week before you would be allowed to with IR. So we'll see what happens there. And then defensive ends, Dwayne Smoot still got the toe, and then Javon Solomon with the oblique. They're questionable, but moving in the right direction. Neither one suited up for the first 2 games. We'll see if they make it this week. We've had a long, an extra day in there playing Monday night. They're questionable, but I think they're going to take it slow with those guys to make sure that those injuries don't continue to recur.
All right, so I guess it's about as good as we could have hoped for. Let's get into the tale of the tape for the Monday night matchup. This is the 2024 Week 3 Monday Night Football matchup. The first one, there are 2 of them this week. Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Orchard Park, New York to take on the Buffalo Bills. Monday, September 23rd. Yes, it will be September 23rd already, 2024. It starts early, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. If you look at Las Vegas right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 5-point underdogs, plus 190 on the money line. The Buffalo Bills are 5-point home favorites, minus 230 on the money line. Game total is 45.5 points. And it's definitely fall in Western New York. Temperatures are starting to drop a bit. We're looking at temps in the mid to high 50s with light winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. So Jamie G, sounds like a beautiful fall night in Western New York for some football. Sounds about right to you? I think the Bills should have been a bigger favorite. 5 seemed about the right number. 45.5 for the game total, right in the universe.
I think it's probably right. I mean, the Bills, like I said, they've struggled with Jacksonville. They just seem to play us tough. The last 2 times we've played them, they've been close games. I think within a couple of points. So I think that's probably fine. The Bills are home. It's Monday Night Football. It's going to be a perfect football atmosphere. You really can't ask for a better situation than to be at Highmark Stadium on Monday Night Football in front of the madhouse of fans that are going to be there. I can't wait to see this one. Just a perfect kind of early fall night for football, baby. Let's go.
I wish I could be there and I could set up a table where I would sell tables for people to jump through. That's really what I want, is a table of tables. We don't have tables, Jamie G, but we do have keys. You know my keys. Jamie G, what are your keys to victory for this Monday Night Football matchup against the Jaguars?
I've got a couple here for you, and I think they're all equally as important, and they're gonna have to hit these to win, man. I mean, the first one is, will we see the O-line continue their dominance? The Jags have a good defensive front. They're not giving up. I think 3.7 or under yards per carry to running backs for the first 2 weeks here. They've got a good front four, man. So can the Bills continue to dominate the run game and win the battle up front? If they can do so, I think that is absolutely a key to victory. We'll see if James Cook can continue his level of performance we've seen the first couple of weeks here. The second one, man, it's a big one for me, and that's win the coaching battle. Last week, Sean McDermott absolutely outcoached Mike McDaniel. He's been doing that. Can he do it again against another really good offensive coach in Dougie P with Doug Peterson? The last time or two, I think Peterson's gotten the edge on McDermott. Let's see if McDermott can win this one. And we're going to need him to, man. We're going to need an outstanding game plan to overcome some of the injuries we have on defense, limit what they're doing, and win this football game. But it starts with the head coach. I want to see his plan this week, and can he get a win in his category, which is coaching. Number 3, pass defense. We have got to win on the back end here on defense, man. Lots of weapons in the passing game. When you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars offense, Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis comes back, Christian Kirk. I know they might not have Ingram, but ETN's trouble out of the backfield. They've got weapons here offensively, and we're going to need the safeties to step up, the DBs to step up. Without Taron Johnson, we're forced to go more dime. That's why you've seen Jamarcus Ingram in the game. He's made plays. We're going to need those guys to step up on the back end here and slow the passing game down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And last but certainly not least, points matter. We got to get touchdowns. We got to be efficient in the red zone, not settle for 3, get 7 when we can, and be able to play with a lead. I think that's really key for us, man. If we can play for a lead, we're going to be damn hard to beat. So those are my keys. And last but not least, baby, let's continue to win at home in front of Bills Mafia. Tough place to play at when you're coming into Buff. I expect them to be fired up, riled up. We got to get this home win.
Yeah, definitely a great place to play football, to watch football, to tailgate, to eat food. A lot of good stuff going on in Western New York. We like that. And one of the most favorite things from Western New York is the chicken wing, the buffalo wing. And we do a little thing here where we're coming in hot. Jamie G's got some predictions. We're doing them buffalo wing style. He's got a mild prediction, he's got a medium prediction, and he's got a hot one. Jamie G, start us out with your mild prediction.
Here is James Cook is going to average 4+ yards per carry. That's something that the Jacksonville defense has not allowed yet. They have limited folks to 3.7 yards per carry or less throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. James Cook breaks that. This offensive line gets after it, and he gets more than 4 yards per carry. Let James cook. Mills, my medium, not too spicy. It's buttery. It's flavorful. It's very good. Is the Bills are going to limit the big play from the wide receiver core. If Jacksonville wants to beat us, they're going to have to put together 10, 15 play drives, and they're going to have to take what's there and be very patient and very consistent. It's super hard to do. We're not going to give up that big 80-yard bomb. We're going to limit the big play from that explosive wide receiver core. And I'm coming in hot with this one, baby. I'm talking, you're going to feel the burn. Give me the Bills will win by more than 10 points. That's pretty bold. It will double the spread. I'm coming in hot, baby.
All right, that's a hot one. I don't know if it's a suicide, but that is definitely warm. We like that. Anything else about the matchup that stands out to you that you want to discuss here? Any particular, part of it, one position, one player you keep an eye on, anything like that?
I think that outside of Jacksonville's run defense, I think they got a couple of really good pass rushers in Walker and Hines Allen there. So, I really need Spencer Brown and Deion Dawkins to win those battles when Josh drops back. We don't know if he'll be wearing the glove, if he'll be the gloved love or not, but we do need him to be protected. Outside of that, I'm curious to see which one of these weapons for the Bills is going to have the day, right? Is it going to be the Curtis Samuel day? Is it going to be the Dalton Kincaid day? Does Shakira live on forever because his hips don't lie? We're going to find out. But one of those guys I expect is going to have the big game, and I just can't wait to see who it is.
Yeah, off the dome prediction here. First sack for the Bills. Who gets it?
Man, I gotta go with Gregory Rousseau, dude. I just expect him to eat here. But Ed Oliver wouldn't be a bad guess either. But we're due for an AJ Epinesa, aren't we? We're due for an Epinesa.
How about a Von Miller hat trick, dude? Third week in a row. Can he take the quarterback down?
I think he can. and I think he does.
All right. Sounds like
That's
you're
very
predicting a
spicy.
couple of
That's double
sacks over
hot.
there, it sounds like. He thinks they're going to get at him. I like that. The Jags have definitely had some struggles along the offensive line, so you can do that. And what we like to do around here is put a couple of bucks on the Bills with our Bills bets to help you make a couple of bucks. And Jamie G, we're doing this a little bit early this week, so we don't quite have a full menu, but I think we got a lot of good options out here. I'll lead us off. I'm not as bold as you, Jamie G. I'm not going to go Bills by 10. I am going to whittle it down a little bit of an alternate line here. Give me the Bills minus 3 points. That's minus 158 on the alternate line. So if you threw $100 on it, you bring back about 163. You're definitely not doubling your money. I feel good about it. That way, if the Jags manage to sneak in that late garbage time score or something like that, you still get to take home your money. Jamie G, you're doing good on these this year, baby. Who you have? What do you have for your Bills bet?
I think this is going to be not a super low score, but I'm definitely on the under here. I got an alternative total, Mills. Give me under 48 and a half game total here. It's minus 161. Let's do the damn thing. I absolutely love Bills minus 3, by the way. I think that's a fantastic pick, but I'm going to take under 48 and a half minus 161.
And we are going to go back to the well with our Bills tripod. And Jamie G, you said you liked it. Let's throw it in here. The Bills minus 3. So we got that as our first leg. And you can never go wrong. It didn't work last week. We're going back to the well here. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown score up to plus 120. That has been a negative number for the first couple of weeks of the season. So I like those odds there. And then let's throw in an under. I want to get a little bit better juice than your 48 and a half. So let's still keep it altered. Let's go to under 47. Just going to be a touch more aggressive here because we're trying to get these odds up to close to plus 500. Putting the under 47 gets us to plus 480. I think that's close enough. So if you throw $100 on that, you're bringing home $580. All you need, Bills by 3, game total under 47, and Josh Allen to find the end zone once as a rusher, or if he wants to catch a touchdown pass, that's okay too. We wouldn't mind that, right, Jamie G?
We would not mind that. He's done it before. He can do it again. We'd love to, even with the glove. I don't care, baby. He can still catch the
Was that Dawson
football.
Knox throwing it with a broken hand? And he kind of like
Yes,
shot
that
putted it
happened
to him.
once.
I believe that was when
Yes,
he caught the last touchdown, if I remember correctly. That was a very cool play.
yes. It was a very cool play. Yeah.
Don't even mind you stealing the Philly special for that one because that was a fun one. And unfortunately, we can't really do much with our draft. Josh's our Draftkings picks this week because we are doing this a bit early. We don't have pricing out yet. I will say if you are doing these contests, I would be quite content to go back to the well with Josh Allen in your captain spot. I think some people might be, putting James Cook in there after the game he had last week. I don't hate it if you do it, but I think it's always in your best interest to get Josh Allen at captain because he can score so many points, so many ways, has access to all the big DraftKings bonuses, points multipliers, that kind of thing. But you can definitely go back to the well. I think with James Cook, Khalil Shakir in your flex spots. And if you're on the Jag side of things, I think they're definitely going to try to give Gabe Davis his chance. They're going to put a couple of deep shots
Yeah.
out there. I almost said throw that on your keys to victory. You don't want to get Gabe, right? Because you've seen it before. You do not want to let him have one of those 3 for 100 plus yards, 2 touchdown kind of days. I think the Jags will take a couple shots. And Brenton Strange could be a nice cheap value play fill in for Evan Ingram there. So just something to keep an eye on when you're doing those showdown contests on Monday Night Football over on DraftKings. Jamie G, all we have left is your final score prediction. I think I know who you're going to pick to win, but I'm curious about the margin of victory. You've been pretty close on these so far. Let's see if you can keep it rolling.
Absolutely. I got to take my Bills at home, baby. I got Buffalo 24, Jacksonville 18. The defense gets a stop at the end, wins the game 24-18, Bills.
I like it. Cover and an under. Maybe you're going to get into the
That's
18. I like that's a real number. That's definitely not like a scoregami or anything, but 24 to 18. I like it. Coming off the key number a little bit. Sound like it's going to be a fun game, and that's what we're here for some fun stuff. We will be back to review this one when it's over. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, man?
Just that this is a big one, man. Look, AFC matchup, Monday Night Football. The schedule gets harder from here. We got to go to Baltimore, go to Houston. Let's not overlook this game. Take care of business at home in front of the crowd. The crowd be absolutely crazy, maniacs, everything you can do to bring it. Let's use everything we got to get a win on Monday Night Football.
That sounds good to me, and hopefully the Mafia Minute has looked and or sounded good to you. Thank you for checking us out. Once again, presented by CZGAP Fantasy Football. Find us wherever you get your pods and on YouTube, on social media at CZGAPFF, on the web at MafiaMinute.com. Very easy to remember, just like those flaps. FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, remember the thumb. I'm Magnum Mills. He's JVG, and he is going to get you pumped for this Bills game on Monday Night Football without diving through a table because table budget's been cut for this week.
We ran short on budget. But all that aside, it's Monday Night Football, baby. And to quote the great Marv Levy, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Let's get this win. It's ours, baby. Go Bills.